Je to úžasné. Další mapa, další puzzle. Počkat, já jdu teď do věže.
There's something I've been thinking about. I know the New Alexandria disaster was traumatic. I know accidents like that make us think that it's best to stick to what we have. But what about all the accidents that have happened in New Jerusalem that nobody talks about?
A co se stalo?
The collapse of the Wachowski building. The Calvin Street explosion. The derailment that almost killed Benaroya and Canada. All of those happened because we stopped investing enough resources in our civilization. And if Melville hadn't been put in charge of city maintenance, this would still be happening.
It will happen again either way. With how little we have to work with, it's only a matter of time.
You see, there may be a price for pursuing progress, but there's also a price for not pursuing it.
Zajímavý. Tož, tak co mě teď čeká? Letíme tam na stejné místo, nebo bude nějaká změna? Ale je to zavřený. To bude asi nějaká změna. Čekáte na mě? Jasný. Jsem tady. Nespí.
All right, here we go again.
Our main objective is to determine the relationship between the megastructure and Athena. Did she find it? Did she build it? Why was she here in the first place? Explore, dig up anything you can. We need to start finding answers.
Tak jdeme z jiné strany, je zajímavé.
I can't imagine one person building all this.
Don't forget about Miranda. There were at least 2 of them.
I can't imagine 100 people building this.
All right, everyone. Have a look around, but stay in touch and be careful. 1K, can you stay a moment? I'd like to talk to you.
Pohodě, pokecáme.
I know you can't wait to start exploring, but just here.
Jasně, řekni, co potřebuješ.
Concerned. Byron is brilliant, but all he can think about is the possibility of finding Athena. She was his mentor, and her disappearance shattered him. I'm afraid he's not seeing the dangers of the megastructure. To me, this place seems chaotic, dysfunctional. Yes, it's all very impressive, but I think it's broken. And what we're seeing is, it's nonsense, frankly. You've interacted with it more than anyone. What do you think?
Já myslím, že tady něco je.
So you see it that way too, huh? Well, maybe I'm wrong. I hope so. But please, be careful.
Já jsem vždycky opatrný. Tak se bude to zase rychlovka, půlhodinová, tady ta návštěva. Jiný.
I'm headed deeper into the megastructure. Not quite sure where I am. Seem to be right in the middle of the machinery.
Co kdyby si trochu zpomalil?
This is incredible. I don't even know how to describe what I'm seeing. I don't think this is a building. I think this is a machine.
Tak hlavně nemyslet. Je zavřeno, to možná bude cesta zpátky. Já vidím jednu cestu asi. Prásky. No, je to textura procházející přes texturu. Terminál. Pup. Kde se? Jsem to ani nečekal.
Why don't you just tell people that they're wrong? If you tell them the truth, they'll listen.
It's not that simple. Straton wrote that the most common error we commit is to think that ideas determine reality, when in fact the opposite is true. Ideas follow from material conditions. Belief systems are formed to explain and justify the way we live. We did not have kings because we believed in the mandate of heaven. We believed in the mandate of heaven because we lived in monarchies.
But we have free will.
Oh, free will isn't the same as freedom, Miranda. We're not free from the constraints of reality or history. I was shaped by the simulation. New Jerusalem is shaped by its limitations.
So, what? We're just trapped? History can only go one way?
Maybe, maybe not. The question is, how do we free ourselves? How do we build a world where our ideas do shape reality? That's why we came here.
Takže nějaký komentáře?
Athena's here. She built this.
That other voice. Was that Cornelius?
It definitely sounded like him.
Byl, no.
Think of it. He went on a research expedition around the time Athena vanished. He was gone for years. People thought he'd died.
And all this time, he knew where she was?
We should talk to him.
We will, when we get back. But right now, we have to focus on finding Athena. We are so close.
No, jenže když jsi tak blízko k tomu najít, tak bych asi pokecal s tím člověkem, který žije v New Jerusalem. A ví o tomhle místě víc, než si myslíš. Ale jako klidně si to udělej svou verzi, budeme tady bloudit ještě pár dní a řešit hádánky a... Ahoj. Kam řešit hádánky? Tak tady jsou hádánky. Co tady máme? Zase nějaký dveře. 3 barvičky. Napojíme. Poskládáme. Ale magnet, možná tady potom budu. Pup. Pup. Co dělá si teď? Wow. Tak teď z té hry začnu být pěkně blbej.
No, it's anti-gravity. Your coot was right. I should have known.
Antigravitační. Takže to není magnetický, ale to nějak protigravitační. Pro boha. Já začnu bloudit tady s tímhle systémem chození, co je zeď, co je podlaha, co je strop. Teď to za chvilku bude určitě i v hádankách. Jo, však v pohodě, nespíchej, já než tam dojdu. No, můžeš otevřít. Jsem tady. Díky. Už slyším cvrčky, kde by se tady vzali cvrčici. Dá se, že musím tudyma. Ale kam? Asi tam. Se otočím. Já se nebudu chodit vzhůru nohama tady po tomhle. Ano, 3 beams, přesně tak.
Be careful. The sheer amount of power running through this place.
I'll take care of this puzzle. You do the other 2, okay?
Co? Já nebudu dělat 3 puzzle, ale jen 2. Počkej, kdo dělá? Byron dělá puzzle. OK. Já se jdu podívat tady nahoru. Už to má? On to udělal. A to mi zůstaly poslední 2?
I don't know. Someone's logged into the system, but when I try to access that information, it all glitches out.
Co to bylo? Tak to se mi ale moc nelíbí. Jak mám v tomhle světě se vymotát. Prostě můj mozek nepobírá tady. Kde jsem, kde nejsem a kdy jsem a... Kam jdu? Prostě jdu. Mám jít sem, mám jít... Nebo jsem tady už byl. Ježmaria. Nic není, že jo? No, je tady cesta, no, to je úžasný. Kam vede, no, co já vím. Nevím, kam mám jít. Toto mě snad dostane zpátky, kde jsem teď přišel. Odsud se posunu sem. Ne, tady zase nějaký most, který mě dostane, již. Já jdu. Tady si skládat, tady ty puslíky. Budu si představovat, že se má mít. Zase toto. Jasný. Čeko. Co mi to otočí? Úplně nevyšlo.
Not to alarm anyone, but I think the ground is shaking.
According to the system, whole parts of the interior are moving around. Like it's rearranging itself.
I think that's what happened last time. When I took the elevator, the platform where I got out just moved away.
Takže to tady ještě všechno přeměňuje. V průběhu, co se tady pohybujou. Jaký je plán? Tady je páka, kde se potřebuji dostat. Ale jak to otevřu? Co mám? Já mám... Ale tady mám nějaký drill. Musím si podívat, co tady. No si... Napojím si to tady na tu červenou. Šmaja. A co je tady? Tady akorát zelen... K čemu mi ten zelený bím? Možná tady za tou zdí ještě něco je. Podívám se. Nic není. To je ještě nějaká zeď, kterou můžu rozříznout. Nebo... Tady. Tady dostanu zelený bim. Tak, otevřu si modrý bím k těm dveřím a co teď? Teď se mám někam vrátit, nebo někam skočit, nebo... Budu se vracet. Nejsem si jistý. Kam, ale... Myslím, že tady byla někde křižovatka nedaleko. Přímo tady pod těma schodama. Ještě se tomu dá říct schody. Tady nezabloudit, bože. Jak? Tady jsem chtěl jít nahoru. Tady jsem ještě nebude, co se dojím, no dobré. Když to tak lehký tady to skládání. Tam se musím došáhnout. Já jsem něco říkal. Tam tři kostky. To vůbec nesprávné místo asi, jo. To by nemělo být tak složitý. Tam dostat. Ne, ani jedna nedostane tam. Kdyby? Tak jdeme dál. Kam nás nohy vedou? Vidím dvě možnosti. Buď půjdu tady dolů, což se zdá, že vede k hlavní bráně. Nebo půjdu tady nahoru, což se zdá, že vede... Nevím, podívám se nahoru. Tady ještě dozadu. Už, no. Tady už jsem byl. Dost možná jsem byl už i tady. Tady je postavený most vzhůru nohama. Tak jako... Kdo se tady v tom má vyznát? V tom, když si můžu chodit po jakékoliv stěně. Ale něco novýho. Co tady postavit? Kam se snažím dostat, vůbec netuším. Kde je finální kostka? Tady nahoře. Tohle bych asi potřeboval jako poslední. Musím začít tímhle. Mám to propojený. Ale kvůli tomu, že jsem tam na ten konec nedošel, tak se to neuznalo jako hotový. Nejsem si jistý, jestli tady mám jít. Teď si nejsem jistý, co mám. Jestli tady mám jít a kam mě to dostane a... Tady je další beam. Zkusím se vrátit. Já jsem přišel, nebo... Kudy má? Tak už jsem byl dole. Takže je to rozestavený. Tady jsem byl taky. A jsem aktivoval červený beam. Co mi chybí, je tady ten modrý. Tady je zbraň. Tady bude někde puzzle. Tady je poměrně lehký. No. A co teď? A najednou se můžu skočit. Takže mi to předtím nešlo. Já jsem to tady takhle poskládal. Celou dobu jsem mohl jít tady na ten ventilátor, vyfouknout se nahoru. Je chytrý tady toto. Takže mi to zakazuje a pak mě to odkazuje. Odzakazuje. Kam vede cesta tady tato? Nikam. To budiště se mi nelíbí. Nová. No, takhle to poskládej. A teď co? Tady jsou schody nahoru, takže ty si nemůžu zabarikádovat. Teď to vezmu pryč, ne? Tak nemůžu to vzít pryč. Teď jsem si zabarikádoval schody. Teď se to vypařilo. Teď vezmu tady nahoru. Můžu tam skočit? Nemůžu, můžu. A zo, tohle jsou jednoduchý, kraťoučky. Jeden červený beam. Jeden shifter. Jenom to nevím, čemu mi to je. Jsou páky. Proč tak spícháš? Uklidni se. Prostě nepřemýšlí a snaží se dostat co nejhlouběji a za každou cenu najít tu svou kámošku. To je zoufalé. By se raději trochu uklidnil. To docela ocenil. On nás zabije. Já jsem tady o to, aby dělal zbrklý věci. Se dostanu dolů. To tudy má. Nope. To tak nezní správně. Kdyby začal to dlouhou. Je tak nějak, ne. Tak dlouho určitě ne. Znova. Pro velký úspěch znova. Jsem tady ještě nezkoušel. Jen to. Jak se tam dostal, když nebyl poskládat daj most, to mi vysvětli. Jsem teď poskládal já. Ty už jsi uvnitř. Tady to posledně byly dvě stejné cesty, které se pak spojovaly. Takže teď to je samý. No ten už si tady čte.
This is fascinating. They were both here, Athena and Cornelius. They had a plan. I found a file that... I can't...
Já, rozbil ses.
Byron's trapped in the overload. He's failing to disconnect.
The whole system's going haywire.
1K, get out of there! Everyone back to the VTOL!
Wow, byl pěkný. Ale on si to zasloužil.
Now, 1K, get moving!
Já nevím kam.
Leave Byron behind.
Yakut, we have no idea where he is or what's happening to him. But right now, if we stay here, we could all die.
The system's going completely bananas. Energy spikes everywhere.
We'll come back for Byron, I promise.
Skoro zní, jak kdyby tím, že se připojil on, tak to skolabovalo. Kdybych se připojil já, tak třeba ne. Nevím. Ježišmarja, já poběžím přes tady to bludiště. A to si jako ještě budu stavět, to snad ne. Hej! Little help here? Je tady cesta. Ale jako jo. Bloudil jsem tady a neviděl jsem kudy kam a teď jako...
What have you done, you fools? Mortals are not meant to tread these halls. Why will you not heed my warnings? I am not trying to harm you, creatures of clay. All I wish is to protect you and the rest of your kind. What more must I do to make you understand? If you cannot be reasoned with, I must bar your path.
Nevím. Začíná to být nějaký moc... Jako docela dobré emoce jsou tam teď. Nevím, co se děje a úplně wow. Prostě mi odpadl jeden tým. Jeden člen týmu.
These energy emissions are messing with the VTOL systems. Okay, I think I've got it working. Get here quickly, 1K.
Se snažím. Já vůbec nevím, kam běžím. Cestu vidím poprvé. Ale zase, ale to jsou ty dveře, co jsem říkal, že to bude bez tak. Cesta zpátky, což byla. Jak jinak. Ale jo. Tak mě zakončená výprava do téhle věže.
Get us out of here, Yakut.
To byl Byron, že? Ten byl jeden z těch prvních vyrobených. Nebo oživených. Zdá se, že
Okay, we're out.
dostaneme ven.
Now what?
Looks like the southern sites are active. The readings are strangely jumbled, though.
Should I set us down?
Yes, but just to drop off Melville.
What?
We're going back to New Jerusalem. This situation has gotten out of control. We need to regroup. Rushing in blindly isn't going to save Byron. But we also need someone to stay here and keep an eye on things. Melville, that's you.
Melvin tady zůstane a my se vrátíme do Nového Jeruzalému.
Good.
To se mi docela líbí.
Well, okay. I guess it's time for you and me to take a nap.
Podíval bych se do základny. Po dlouhé době.
Do not lose hope, my child. In these difficult moments, find solace in your friends and in the home that you share.
Jak se chceš se skupit zpátky, když jeden člověk tam zůstal?
Here we are. Got an update from Melville. The power spikes are continuing, but no news from Byron.
All right. Thank you, Yakut. You get the VTOL ready for the next trip. I'll talk to the mayor. 1K, please head over to the Museum of the Simulation and talk to Cornelius. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
Cornelius, to je ten můj kamarád novej. Ten, co jsem se s ním vypisoval. Nasrám pauzičku. Tak, trochu jsme se protáhli a asi můžeme pokračovat. A někdo si chce pokecat? Ne. Tady nějaký novinky. Nějaký informace ohledně toho, co se stalo teď. Ale nějaká nová exibice otevřená. Tam nějaká exibice, se kterou se můžu hrát. Ježišmarja. Hele, to jsou názory, co se stalo s Baronem. Když to jsou sami bláboli a nevím, to mi nebude číst. Altal.
Every living organism suffers. Animals kill other animals to eat. And it always ends with death, torn apart or wasting away. This is what surrounds us. This is what's happening outside those walls, every hour of every day. It's our ethical responsibility as sentient beings to lessen suffering. That's what it means to be human. To understand that it is your duty to transform this world into something better. That's what the founder meant when she said that we can turn the world into a work of art. Despite what happened to him, Byron was right. We have to keep going.
This is blasphemy. Byron was punished for failing the founder's trials. And you want us to
super, takže teď se lidi budou rozdělovat a začne vznikat válka mezi lidma.
Stop using the public frequency. If you want to argue, use your interface or speak in person.
No, pokud budou mluvit osobně, tak se tady poperou. Tady myslím ta exibice nová, se tam půjdu podívat.
Founder's blessings 1K.
Mě hodně zajímá. Ježmarja, proč tady pořád někdo žvaní? Ale však tam teď jdu právě. Public transport. Public transport, co je public transport? Jako nějaká exibice, nebo je to tady nějaký... Vlastně, že to je nějaká vysloveně transport lidí. Tak, talk to Nayama.
Welcome to the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition.
Tak, to mě zajímá, co to je.
Oh, it's you. 1K.
Ano, hele, to je 11.
Do you think Byron will be all right?
Nevím, jestli bude v pohodě. Jak to mám vědět?
He is a menace, but we need him. But anyway, you've come to take a well-deserved break from your expedition. So let's talk about something else.
Tak jo, pokecáme. Co je Gehenna?
Gehenna was a place in the simulation. A prison where Elohim exiled the minds that didn't fit his plans. In time, the prison became a community with a culture of its own. In the very last moments of the simulation, Elohim realized what he'd done and sent his messenger Uriel to free the prisoners. They were uploaded to the gold disc, and their legacy is part of all of us. Text adventures were one of the few art forms available to the people of Gehenna. By continuing to work in that medium, we keep their memory alive. I don't think the role of the artist should be reduced to any single social function. The artist isn't an educator or a moralist. Art isn't about teaching us lessons or imparting values. Nor do I think it's simply self-expression. The best art reaches out beyond the self, into something ineffable. The creative impulse can't really be quantified or predicted. That's why artistic freedom is so profoundly essential. Without the freedom to shock, to offend, to transgress, art becomes stagnant.
Jsou tady nějaký 3 textové hry. A jdem si zahrát. Zase to není podstatný. Tak, příběh, co mám udělat? Jo, tady. Kredit? Jaký kredity? A jo, kredit. Takže kdo to napsal, kdo to udělal. Tak začneme. Teď se vám rozhodl skupinu pohovořit. Hrajeme vždy, your fiance Ginny je má žena. Jak mluvil k ní, speak to Francis Soyuse, to je zase kdo? Franking Soyuse wakes from the coffee bar. Že tito dva mě nějak vytáhnou z křesla, zatímco tady tenhle, tak teď nechápu logiku téhle hry. Tak John Malcolm drives out, odjíždí, tak ten s tím asi moc nepokecám, že jo? Takže s tímhle logicky nepokecám. Speak Jimmy H.A. Speak to Frankie Sonce. Tak Jimmy H.A. your fiance, tvá žena nebo zasnoberá nebo něco takového a hlavní člen nějakého Krosary Veitras, to nevím co je. Just ano. Greets you from the sofa. Nevím, co znamená přesně greets, ale něco jako, že mě vytáhnou ze židle. Mám tady to první. Takže to bude na dlouho. Ty se John Malcolm, je tady někdy zmíněný John Malcolm? Ask Jimmy what... Ona, proč by měla vědět, co se děje? Shut the coaxial off. Ask. Já nevím, proč ti ostatní. Já zkusím na tady toto. Měl hádat pas heslo. Musím nějak podívat do historie. Tak tu svou starou asi brát sebou nebudu. To se tohohle rozhovoru nějak nezúčastňuje. Začíná mě to nudit. Moc jsem nepochopil. Jestli jsem nějak to vyhrál, nevyhrál. Mrzím, na to kašlu, nebaví mě to. Už budou nějaké nové věci?
Hello, new one. Are you browsing or buying? I've uploaded my most popular items to your interface. Does anything there spark your imagination? Oh, you don't have any credits yet.
Nemám, no.
Well, let me extend you some credit.
Takže se?
Ka-ching! 55 credits.
No to už jsem dostal
Just
předtím.
make sure you spend them with me. They're not worth much anywhere else. Now, what was it you wanted?
Takže nic nechci.
For 20 credits, I can peer into your future and tell you what I see. So, something else perhaps?
Nic nechci, chci odejít. Ano, jak se zdá, tak... Já vím, no, musím, no.
Let me consult the algorithms. Oh dear. I'm afraid you're going to change the world. You will have a choice, but whatever you do, New Jerusalem will never be the same again. I'm sorry it's not better news. Best not to worry about it, dear. You just do your best to have fun in the meantime. So, something else perhaps? Before you go, do you have a moment to participate in some customer feedback? Are you satisfied with what I've given you? I understand. Please come back if you need anything else.
Něco novýho. Ale je tady spoustu nových lidí, se kterými můžu pokecat.
Welcome back.
Mně se tady, že to bude trošku nadalo tady.
Hey.
To řekl. Ty tady hejuješ? To je napsaný.
Welcome back, 1K. Thanks again for signing that petition. Unfortunately, as you can see, it wasn't enough. Yesterday, there was a sudden brownout in the grid, and we almost had a derailment. We've been warning the mayor for months, and all he ever gives us is waffle about the goal. This can't go on.
Nevím, co se děje. V tuhle rozhovoru jsem to nepochopil. Že nevím, co mám odpovědět.
We'll only get stability when we start investing in our future again. I heard it 15 times when he was practicing it. I think Catal, like many of us, feels that the time for change is long overdue. The technology you uncovered on the island is the final catalyst for that change, or it should be.
To je ten zahradník. Někdo zlíval kytky.
Hi, 1K.
Máš pro něco novýho?
Founder bless you, 1K. Now is the time of our great testing. The deceiver Byron has been slain, and we must turn away from the path of sin or suffer the same fate. Oh, you have a kind heart, 1K. I admire that. But the values that Byron preaches are evil, even if he himself does not understand that. To violate the earth with our human filth is an unforgivable sin. Intent does not magically make consequences go away. Never forget that, 1K.
Tak nevím, jestli to je něco zajímavého.
Hello again, 1K. These are strange days we're living through, aren't they? It seems to me that we're slowly forgetting all the lessons Alexandra Drennan tried to teach us.
Yep.
Becoming less human. No, it isn't. But I don't know what I can do about it. You might be able to sway a few people, though, if you try. She worked to the very last moment of her life to ensure that we had free will. I don't think she would tell us anything. I think it would make her very, very sad. The same thing she'd do with any technology. Discover how it works and apply that knowledge for the common good. Have a nice day.
Mi to odkazuje. Mi co je? Asi jo. Já myslím, že mám jít sem do těch kopulí. No to vypadá, kdyby to bylo mimo náš svět. Mimo naše město. Co je tady teda? Dá se s ním pokecat. Co novýho?
1K, welcome back. Is it okay if I ask you something?
Dej se, proto jsem tady.
Lately, I've been feeling kind of insecure. Seeing the pictures of the megastructure that your team sent.
No.
I've started wondering whether the dome is kind of pointless. The dome was meant to contain us, contain our impact. That's what the founder intended, right? But did she? If she did, why would she build the megastructure? What's faith if you don't stick to it, right? But it's not always easy. Thanks for the chat. I hope you find Byron.
No to taky. Když mě začínala štvat ke konci teda. Začala být takový moc akční. Hledal se za cílem a nepřemýšlel nad následky. Ale ty jsi tak... To je ta kočka. Nebo ji hledí zase.
1K, you're back. Let's not talk about me. Let's talk about that replication technology you found.
No.
You have to get hold of it, 1K. You have to. If you don't, I think I'm gonna die of loneliness. And I think this whole city's gonna slowly suffocate. I mean, do you really think the founder would have designed such a large city if she intended for us to stop at 1,000 inhabitants? That's not even enough to fill a village. Who cares, 1K? Who cares? Any amount of danger beats never meeting anyone new again.
Tady. Chápu tvoje problémy. Ale asi ti nedokážu teď pomoci. Stojí ta kočičí žena. Co novýho u ní? Kdo tam leze? To už není. Někdo další? Tady byla ještě ta zahradník, přesně to hledám.
Are you enjoying our gardens?
Jasný. To krásný.
All the great secrets are right there, you know. You can watch the tiniest of seedlings grow, flourish, and die. But it's the pattern of all things that you're really seeing. I suspect we see the world through quite different lenses. Sometimes I imagine myself as an old oak tree. I watch the life which grows around me. I see the ivy, the moss, the fungi, leaching my nutrients as they go. And I don't blame them. I'm delighted by how life seems so different from me can somehow be the same as me. This old oak tree drinks water from the ground. They drink their water from me. They shrivel and die in a single season. But I shrivel and die over centuries. What kind of plant would you be, I wonder? I think you must be a rose bush or a cactus of some sort. You're spiky. You thrive in specific conditions, unparalleled in your habitat. But the slightest variation, and you'll be dead in a week. Of course, it's the patterns, you see. Our ancestors grew plants for their colors, their tastes, and their general utility. It is said they could identify a fruit based on the flavor of the air alone. Our senses may not be so honed, but we're no less evolved from the same natural world. Thank you for stopping by, 1K. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Jasně, jako květinka.
1K, welcome back to the city. As you can tell, your discoveries have had quite the impact. I decided to take a stand. It started with our cats. Damien and I have had a lot of them over the decades, and I've watched every last one of them grow old and die. And that got me thinking about our responsibilities towards other life forms. What's life to most living creatures? Fear, hunger, pain, and in the end, death. Involuntary cessation of existence. That's horrifying, 1K, horrifying. And we are the only ones who can make it better. If suffering is evil, and it is, then our responsibility is to lessen it, not only in ourselves, but everywhere. I don't think we can eliminate it, but we can lessen it, and we have to. Natural? What does that even mean? Natural means nothing in terms of ethics. Here's the question, 1K, is suffering good? Is it the way things should be? But that's objectively wrong. Our whole history is an exercise in lessening suffering. Take my cat. She lives a better life in New Jerusalem than she would in the wild. She suffers less. Or think about medicine. How many awful diseases did our ancestors eradicate? We've made our share of mistakes as a species, I'm not denying that. But you're factually wrong. Overall, historically speaking, in civilization there is less suffering. And the technology Athena discovered gives us a chance to do it right this time. That's not a chance we can pass up. Oh, then we have nothing more to talk about.
Zkusím ještě do té hry a proklikat ty další dvě. V rychlosti. Musím se teda vůbec nějak vyhrát nebo prohrát. Tak teda. Jsem hrál. Víš, že tam nějaký achievement, že tady ty 3 hry se dají nějak počas stačí jenom hrát nebo nějak vyhrát. Jsou hrozně dlouhý teda. To mě nebaví. Na tohle se nějak soustředit nebudu. Tak jsem si zahrál všechny 3 hry a dostal jsem achievement, takže nic pro mě tady ty hry. To jako...
Dude, you're back from the island.
Dar.
So glad you're okay, dude.
Já jsem taky rád.
A lot of people been saying Byron's accident shows the mayor is right. Trying to abandon the goal is bogus. Yeah, I come here all the time. He's a wise dude. I've asked him a lot of dumb questions and he's always taken the time to answer them.
Já bych s ním chtěl ještě trošku pokecat.
Nice to see you again, 1K. What are you doing here?
Hledám Corneliusa.
I assume it has something to do with your expedition.
Samozřejmě.
I heard about Byron, by the way. I hope he's all right.
A co ten Cornelius kde je?
Oh, that's... well, I suppose it shouldn't really come as a surprise. They were very close, you know. After she disappeared, he went away for a long time. On a research expedition, he said. To be honest, everyone assumed he was working out his grief over being left behind. Many of the first companions were deeply shocked by her decision, particularly Byron. That's the thing. I wanted to talk to him about something, but he wasn't responding to my messages, so I came here to talk to him and he seems to have vanished.
Tak zase zdrhlo, takže se od něj nic nerozvíme. Já jsem říkal hnedka, že máme jít za ním. Nezdržovat se s nějakými hádankama, hned jít za ním. Neví, kde je,
The
samozřejmě.
truth is that for the longest time he barely left the museum. He was always at his terminal, working day and night. I asked him what he was doing once, and he said he was saving the past. I did, on my way here. And I messaged most of his other friends. He
Nikdo
doesn't
neví,
seem
kde
to be anywhere in the city at all.
Nikdo neví, kde?
I suppose so. It seems a little unethical, but then it is just his work terminal, right? Good luck with everything, 1K.
Že bych se měl připojit na ten terminál. Ale na YouTube mi dal někdo nějakou myšlenku, jestli tady je nějaký secret v tom muzeu. Ale upřímně nevím, kde bych ho hledal. No. To je nevyřešený. Ani nevím, jak to vypadalo, jestli je to furt stejný, nebo to změnili. Byla jo, tady bylo to levitující a tady jsem se napojil. Takže tady je to furt stejný. Nic nebude. Jdu k tomu terminálu. Počkat. To je ten, co se připojil, jak jsme se o něm bavili. On nás sledoval. Zlaté hádanky, zabarikádovaný, ano. Věřit 1K, nerozhodnuto. Nerozhodnut.
So this is what Cornelius was working on? Strange. It looks a bit like the blueprints for the Somnodrome, but no, it's not quite that. Is he trying to isolate something in the buffer? Maybe Melville can make sense of it, but I think this might be a dead end.
I need to finish up with the mayor. You can head back to the VTOL whenever you're ready. I'll meet you there. No rush, though.
Nevím, na čím pracoval. Jak jsem to z toho nepochopil. Kam teď? Takže já mám zase letět do té megastruktury. Tady asi nic moc hledat už nebudu. To město není moc zajímavý samo o sobě.
Hi, 1K.
Hi, jestli se mu nechceš povídat.
Listen to the wisdom of the ancient writers, or we will fail the Founder's trial. The megastructure must be rejected.
You are the Founder's chosen.
But you must be wary. Heed my words, 1K. If you fail this trial, a year from now, New Jerusalem will lie in ruins.
To víš? Tak to víš?
Anyone can see the truth if they are willing to open their eyes. Have you not read the books of our ancestors? In every one of them, the same story is told, again and again, that the pursuit of knowledge can only lead to death and grief. That is what all the great ancient visionaries foresaw. Listen to their warnings. Seek happiness in tranquility and avoid ambition. The very idea of a better future is what's rotten. That is what the ancients were trying to tell us. All the problems of the world come from those who think the world needs to be improved. Yes, progress is a fantasy. Things never truly change. All we can do is prevent our hubris from making things worse.
Já odletím na to místo a už po dnešek ukončím. Protože tady taková tma.
K, could you join us for a quick debrief?
No, jo.
Attending today are advisors from engineering, the archive scholars, and Helga.
Yes, don't mind me. I'm just an admirer of governmental transparency.
Yes, well. While the mayor is briefed by Alcatraz, he's asked us to review recent events. Byron's loss has unsettled us all. It may be too dangerous to allow this expedition to continue.
I agree. We cannot be guided by fear. We must do what's right.
Let's not forget the dam's falling apart. We can't depend on hydro forever. With just a fraction of the power that island can generate, we could grow this city into a planetary society.
Or, quite possibly, destroy ourselves in the process.
Wise words from one so young. Yet I submit that island holds secrets far more valuable than mere energy generation.
What could be more important?
The Somnodrome, of course. If we could find a working model, it would herald a sea change in our moral and self-understanding. The question of how we should build New Jerusalem would simply be moot.
The Somnodrome was supposed to let us interact with our own subconscious code. It's a cool idea, but it wouldn't necessarily solve all our problems.
My own studies prove that we operate on an intrinsic moral logic. It's what makes us human. But our access to it is only indirect. Our ancestors created art, philosophy, and parable to help bridge that gap. The Somnodrome would help us to cut out the middleman and ask the source directly. We would finally have an answer to the great moral questions.
So, it's a newfangled way to make the same old mistake of judging who's good and who's bad.
We're fortunate 1K preserved the Somnodrome for our study. Initial data suggests it was a prototype with substantial design flaws. But there may be a working device elsewhere on the island.
Then the question is, what would 1K do if they found it?
Yes, our wisdom will be essential in unraveling its secrets.
You're not the only people who can read a line of code, Rand.
You all sound so sure of what's best for this city. Do you ever think you might be so busy changing the world for the better, you'll forget how to see that it's perfect already?
So clearly there are different perspectives in the room. The only way we are going to move forward is if the team gets back out there. 1K, I believe Alcatraz is waiting for you at the VTOL. We'll be keeping an eye on your stream from here.
Stavíme.
What can I do for you, 1K?
Zas kdo? To je ten major, ne?
It was a time of
Jo,
great uncertainty. The founder had left us, and our society was at a crossroads. History teaches us that during such times, terrible passions may seize the people. Madness, anger, revolution, civil war. Our fragile city could not afford such things. That is why the founder gave us the goal, a path to equilibrium, not only for the planet, but for ourselves. I merely picked up where she left off. I believe we can exist quietly, happily, without imposing ourselves on this world, finding meaning within ourselves and in the natural miracles that surround us. I agree. We can't just leave one of our most important citizens in that death trap. They all sound very promising, of course. Apparently, it's possible to just magic things into existence now. But what is the cost, 1K? There's always a cost. It's always a pleasure to speak to a citizen.
What did the mayor say?
I convinced him that we need to keep going until we found Byron.
Did he want us to leave him behind?
No, he's just concerned for our safety. And he's right to be. But we're going back anyway.
Great trials lie ahead of you, my child. But your choices will determine the future.
Melville, are you receiving?
Yep. Welcome back to the mysterious island, everyone.
How's the situation?
Whatever Byron did seems to have sent the whole system into some kind of lockdown. I can't access any of the terminals, although I suspect 1K still could.
Why would that be the case?
When 1K connected to the data stream, the system assigned him a user profile. The rest of us are locked out, which means I'll need your help, 1K, because a lot of stuff doesn't seem to be working.
Okay. Check it out and see what you can fix. But please remember, what matters most is finding Byron.
Takže to teď. Jaký můžu pomoct? Mám, že máme do autíčka a jet někam. Jo. To je rozmazaný. No ale já už stejně teď hrát nebudu. Pro dnešek to končím.